Real Estate Investor TV, REI-TV.com. Today is St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day for those of you of the Irish descent and those of you who aren't. Anytime I can think of an excuse to drink some green beer at the end of the day, it's a good day. So I'm drinking the Mountain Dew. I guess this isn't a commercial, although it might look like one, but it's not. Drink Mountain Dew. Anyway, we're talking about seller financing today. Last episode, we talked about seller financing and some benefits of it. Today, we're talking about how to talk to the sellers. It's a fine art of talking to a seller. I won't say talking them into anything, because if you're trying to talk a seller into something, you've got the wrong seller. It's probably not a buyer you should be dealing with. Remember, in this business, we pick the low-hanging fruit, or we learn how to shake the tree and get that low-hanging fruit to fall off. But in any case, again, if you're trying to talk them into it, it's probably not going to work. You might be wasting your time. But in any case, talking to sellers, first off, there's some subliminal things that you have to learn how to do. And when I say subliminal, there's some just basic sales tactics that work in any type of sales environment, especially in real estate. And one of them is association. You have to let your sellers know that people do this. This is a regular thing. It's not this big unheard of thing for someone to sell with seller financing. So if you've done it in the past, talk about, to your seller. Mention, when I did this in the past, or lots of people are doing this. People also want to do what other people do. If they know other people are doing it, they're familiar with doing it. And they feel good about doing it. So let the sellers know that people do this all the time. And lots of people do it, and they're more likely to do it. Unfortunately, we're like a herd. We have a herd mentality, and a lot of times we have to see that somebody else did it first to give us permission to do it. So that's one of the things. Also, you want to have some fear of loss, not directly, but indirectly, in the tone of your voice. You want to make it sound like, this is the only way I can do this deal, Mr. Seller, and I'm not going to be able to buy it otherwise. And in a lot of cases, it's the truth. Okay, so you're not lying to anybody. But let them know that, and be indifferent about it. You got to have an attitude about you that there's other houses out there I can buy, especially the way the market is now. I'd really like to buy your house, Mr. Seller, and this is the offer I can make. And if you can go ahead with this, I'll go ahead with it as well. But it's really all I can do. And make them feel they're losing something. It's called a takeaway sale. Make them feel they're losing something if they don't go ahead with you. Now, to get into the topic itself, first off, some things you can tell them you're doing. Some things you can use to sway Mr. Seller into going your way. One of them is to offer a good interest rate. In most cases, when we're buying these houses, we're not looking for a long-term deal. We're looking to buy it for a couple of years to put a lease option tenant in and pay it off. Or we're just looking to buy it for a short period of time to maybe fix it up a little bit and resell it, or just to find another buyer. Sometimes we're just looking to get it under contract to sell it to somebody else. So offer a nice interest rate. Offer an interest rate that makes it attractive to that seller to give you seller financing and to trust you. You're not going to have it that long, that extra couple, 2, 3, 4%. Heck, I'll pay 15, 20% interest if I have to, if the deal's right, just to get the deal under my belt and to make some money on it. If you're only going to make 3 or 4 payments on it, what's the difference if you're paying 20% or 25%? It's going to be an extra couple $100. And if the deal's good enough to take, the deal's good enough to take at a high interest rate. So don't make the mistake of, wanting to have somebody lend you or finance their house to you at the same rates that banks give. So give them a good interest rate. Another thing, if they're a little uncomfortable, give them a good balloon. Set a balloon. And a balloon for you newbies, when there's a balloon on a mortgage, it means that the mortgage is going to be paid in full by a certain amount of time. So a mortgage with a 3-year balloon guarantees the seller that in 3 years or sooner, we're going to pay that mortgage off and you're going to have all your money. So one of the other things that's good, it allows them to defer their taxes. If they sell the house today for cash and they get their HUD and they go to a closing and they get that full amount, they're liable to pay taxes on that full amount. Not the full amount of the house, but the full amount of their profit. And I'm ringing the bell on this one because anytime I talk about taxes or something like that, I got to have a disclaimer. So I ring the disclaimer bell. Make sure you run it past your accountant. Make sure he runs it past his accountant. But in any case, when they sell you the house on owner financing, they don't have to pay taxes on the whole amount because they don't get the money. You don't pay taxes on money if it doesn't come in. Okay, so it allows them to defer their taxes another year or two, or until you pay the loan off in full. Also, lets them know they're acting as a bank. And I've said to sellers, Mr. Seller, the people that are making all the money in houses, I'm in the real estate business. I make my money in the real estate business. Lots of people do, but the real winners, Mr. Seller, is the bank. The guys lending all that money, that's who the real winners are. And so I tell them, Mr. Seller, you're going to be in a position like the bank. You're going to be in a position to earn a lot of interest on this property. And I always compare it to them, and I actually add it up. I get my calculator out, and I show them how much profit they're going to be making on the deal. Let's say it's a $200,000 house, and I'm giving them 8% interest. Well, that's a $1,467 a month payment that I'm giving that seller, right? So let's say I make that $1,467 payment for 2 years. At the end of 2 years, on that $200,000 house, I'm still going to owe that seller $197,000 or something like that. So I'll show them, Mr. Seller, I'm going to give you $1,467 a month. That's $17,000 I'm giving you a year. So, Mr. Seller, if it takes me 2 years to pay you off, I will have given you $35,000 on your house, and I'm still going to owe you $197,000. So, Mr. Seller, you're going to end up selling that house. I know the contract says $200,000, but when you add the amount I'm giving you by the month plus the amount I'm going to give you when I pay it off, you're actually getting $235,000 for that house that you're only charging me $200,000 for, and that's real cash in your pocket. Now you see how the banks make their money, Mr. Seller, don't you? Then I close. Does that sound like a deal? Can I get you the paperwork? Or something like that. So, but point out to them the real dollars that they're going to be getting over a period of time. If it's an interest-only loan, you're going to give them interest every month after month after month after month. At the end of the loan, you're still going to owe them the full amount. If it's a $250,000 house and they're giving me an interest-only loan on the house, I still owe them $250,000 whenever I pay them off. So everything I give them up front is just money in their pocket. Make sure they know that. Make sure you tell them, Mr. Seller, that whole payment every month goes right into your pocket, and no matter when I pay this off, in a month, in a year, or 10 years from now, I'm still going to owe you the full amount of the loan. It's a good deal for a seller. It really is. And we're not BSing them. I mean, that's how the banks make their money, and mortgage companies, and that's how they make a lot of it. That's why some investors quit investing after a period of time. When they put $1 million or so in their bank account, they just become hard money lenders, and they become private lenders, and they make all their money for nothing, and chicks for free, as they say. So now, in a lot of cases, you're going to have a seller who's going to want their cash now. They're going to say, I need some money now. I'm willing to owner finance, but I need some money now. I talked about this on the other episode last whenever, but point out to them, here's what you can do then, Mr. Seller. Mr. Seller, if I give you $20,000 now, and then I pay off the difference, you're going to have to pay taxes on that $20,000. Because, again, bell ringer, always check on this tax stuff. But in any case, if I tell them, Mr. Seller, if I give you $20,000 right now out of my pocket down on this house, you're going to have to pay taxes on that $20,000 right now. But let's do this instead to save you money. It's all, we do everything for them. They don't care if we're making money. They don't care if we're losing money. But to save you money, Mr. Seller, instead of doing that, you're going to go get a loan. I'd like you to go get a mortgage on the house. Now, we're assuming all this time that the house is paid for. We'll talk about the other way in a minute. But we're assuming now that the house is paid for, the seller owns it in full. So, Mr. Seller, go grab a $20,000 loan off this. You'll put the $20,000 in your pocket right now, and I'll make the payments on that loan until we sell the house and pay you off in full. And Mr. Seller, since it's a loan, you don't have to pay any income taxes on that. He doesn't have to now. So, you heard the bell. So in any case, that's how I get sellers. Sellers, if they want a little bit of cash up front, if they're willing to owner finance or seller finance, but they want some money now, I tell them, go take out a mortgage. Borrow $20,000 against the house. Borrow $50,000 against the house. Borrow as much as you want. I don't care. Borrow the full amount. I'll make those payments right to your bank. You won't even have to worry about it. You put that money in your pocket now, and your house is sold. And right now, that's the bottom line. They want their house sold is the most important thing that they're interested in. So, and here's a tactic that you can use that has worked, and it works, and it'll continue to work. Once you get a deal from somebody on seller financing, let's say the house is $200,000. Let's say it's $300,000. And you've got a 5-year balloon. So you tell them, Mr. Seller, I'm going to make you in 5 years or sooner. And don't always say in 5 years, because they're always thinking the worst. Always say in 5 years or sooner, I'm going to pay that loan off. So, Mr. Seller, thank you for lending me that $300,000. It has a 5 years, so 5 years or sooner, I'll pay you off. If a year and a half from now I've got someone ready to buy that house, or 3 months from now I've got somebody ready to buy that house, depending on what my exit strategy is, I'll call that seller. Now, I know it's sold. I know that I'm paying him off. But I'll call that seller and say, Mr. Seller, I know we said that it could take 5 years at most for me to pay this house off. I've come into a little bit of money, and I'm not sure what to do with it. But if you're willing to take $250,000, I'll pay off that whole $300,000 right now. And guess what? A lot of them are going to take it. To them, that $250,000 today is better than $300,000 in 4 years. So they get their money now. You just made an extra $50,000. Think about it. If you didn't get it, I'll explain it again. You have 5 years to pay it back. You got your buyer lined up. You're going to pay it back in a month. But you don't just pay back that $300. You offer him less. And sometimes they'll come back with, well, you know, $250 is a little low. Could you give me $270? Let me think about it. Okay, I'll take it, Mr. Seller, because I knew I was paying off in a month anyways, and I just made a quick $30,000 or $20,000 or whatever it is. There's lots of ways to make money in this business, okay? But the bottom line, what you got to do is, I forgot what it said. You got to make an offer. You got to believe that people are going to accept your offers. Don't for a minute think that just because maybe you don't own your house outright, that a lot of other people don't. I own a couple houses outright. Well, one now. I sold one. But I own a house outright. I could borrow money against it. I could rent it. I'm just going to sell it to somebody. I'll sell it with owner financing if they want it. But in any case, make the offer. Believe. There's plenty of people out there that own houses paid for. And they're just sitting there with weeds growing up. Make the offer. Look them in the eye. Pitch them high and watch them buy. Don't be afraid to make the offer. Believe in yourself. Great episode today, I think. I think it's probably worth your admission cost. If it's not, who knows? In any case, thanks for watching. Contact me. I want to know some blunders you've made. If you've made some mistakes, click on, as long as you're on the REI.com site, there's that little blinker up there that says comment or contact us. Click on that contact us. I want to know some mistakes you've made. I'm going to put a show together talking about mistakes. I won't tell anybody your name. The mistakes I made, I'll tell everybody. I'll fess up. But we can always learn from each other's mistakes. Thanks for watching. Now go make some offers.